Monster Jam fans, welcome out to Sam Boyd Stadium. We are here in night 2 of 3 in Monster Jam World Finals 17. The 2016 season was a blast, but all roads lead to Las Vegas, and tonight we crown our first of 2 World Finals champions this weekend. 32 Monster Jam trucks and drivers have gathered here in Las Vegas to race down the Sam Boyd Stadium track, all in the hopes of winning the World Finals Racing Championship. Many World Finals champions are among us tonight, some in racing, some in freestyle, some in both. The defending racing champion Todd LeDuc in Metal Militia is here as he tries to defend his title and win a World Finals championship in his 3rd straight year. Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger, Tom Menson, Max D, and many others are here. Let's see those trucks as they come onto the track now for the introductions here in World Finals 17. The stars are out tonight here at World Finals 17. Let's meet the lineup here in Las Vegas. 32 trucks, let's meet them. We have Damon Bradshaw in Monster Energy, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, Neil Elliott in FS1 Cletus, Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger, Morgan Kane in Gravedigger, Jimmy Cretin in Bounty Hunter, Chad Tingler in Alien Invasion, BJ Johnson in Gas Monkey Garage, Jim Kohler in Avenger, Todd LeDuc in Metal Militia, Charlie Pauken in Monster Mutt, Doomsday, Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger, Nicole Johnson in Scooby-Doo, Lindsey Wink in the Lucas Oil Crusader, and many more as we get ready to go racing. Round 1 starts right now. In the far lane, Chad Tingler in Alien Invasion. The near lane, Lee O'Donnell in the VP Racing Fuels Mad Scientist. Once they go around this turn, they will go over the final jump. Whoever crosses the line first is your winner, and that is Lee O'Donnell in the VP Racing Fuels Mad Scientist in a super close race to start off racing tonight. 32 trucks compete in round number 1, so nobody with an automatic pass in round number 2. Now the next matchup here in the far lane, that is Cody Saucier in Monster Energy. He is taking on Scott Buteau in the Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. Cody Saucier, always a favorite to win racing tonight, and he is on to round 2 with a victory over Scott Buteau, who made up some ground there at the end. Monster Jam Las Vegas style racing is the most exciting racing you can find in the sport. They start at the starting line, get a lot of speed going into the chicane, then they get the top speeds of up to 60 miles an hour down the straightaway, head into the turn, and then go over the jump. The third race of round 1 here, we have Lindsey Wink in the Lucas Oil Crusader in the far lane. Then in the near lane, we have Scott Liddycoat, the Young Gun Shootout champion in Dragon, but he will not be able to beat out Crusader. The veteran here in Las Vegas is moving on to round 2. So Scott Liddycoat, who had a great time last night, is not going to win anything here today. The next matchup here in the far lane, your defending racing champion, Todd LeDuc in Metal Militia, taking on Cole Vennard in Gravedigger. Todd LeDuc, all roads lead to that final race, and he is one step closer as he has beaten Cole Vennard here in round number 1. He is looking for back-to-back championships, and beating someone in round 1 is the first step there. The next pairing here in the far lane, it is Chad Fortune and Soldier Fortune taking on Jimmy Cretin and Bounty Hunter, who is having some truck problems. He is having many issues going to that turn. Cretin's been shut off. Soldier Fortune finishes the race, and Jimmy Cretin will not, as Soldier Fortune moves on to round 2. Proceeding with more round 1 racing here tonight. In the far lane, it is George Bellhan in the Mohawk Warrior. And in the near lane, it is the Junkyard Dog, driven by Dustin Brown. And Junkyard Dog spins out, so does Mohawk Warrior. It's anybody's race. Mohawk Warrior corrects first and will cross the line first in a wild matchup here in round number 1. Now the next race here in the near lane, that is Gravedigger. Adam Anderson taking on Jim Kohler in Avenger. Adam Anderson moves on. Next up here in round number 1 in the far lane, we have Max D, driven by Colton Eichelberger, taking on Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. The battle of the children going head-to-head here. Colton Eichelberger messes up. jumps over the center ramp as Ryan Anderson crosses the line first. A wild finish for Max D, but he will have to sit out the rest of the night.
Even though they're good friends, when they're behind these,
this is going to be another really great race tonight. In the far lane, we have Northern Nightmare, driven by Cam McQueen. The near lane is El Toro Loco, driven by Mark McDonald, a great racer here in the World Finals. Cam McQueen going too wide. Mark McDonald smooth but steady, and he will win in round number 1. And Northern Nightmare all over the place in round 1. Fortunately, he will keep that truck on all fours. The next race here in round number 1 as we get closer to the end. In the far lane, we have Monster Mud. That is Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger taking on Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger. Charlie Pauken in Monster Mud in that far lane. Going to try and take down the Icon, but he will not. Dennis Anderson powers his way to round number 2 tonight. As we proceed through round 1, we are more than halfway through. In the far lane, that is Tom Mentz and Max D taking on Nicole Johnson in Scooby-Doo. Tom Mentz going very wide, but he has plenty of room to take home a win here in round 1. Nicole Johnson, unfortunately, not matched for Tom Mentz. In the far lane, it is Neil Elliott in FS1 Cletus searching for his first World Finals championship. And he is taking on Candice Jolly in the Monster Mud Dalmatian. Husband and wife going head-to-head here in round number 1. And Neil Elliott is going to take home the win. Might have to be sleeping on the couch tonight, but he is still going to round 2. We are almost done with round number 1. In the far lane, Donald Epidendio and Titan. And in the near lane, we have Gas Monkey Garage, BJ Johnson. BJ Johnson in his first Monster Jam World Finals taking on a veteran in the sport in Epidendio. And going over the line, a close finish, but Gas Monkey Garage gets ahead by a nose in the last seconds there. He is moving on to round number 2. Such a close race. Half a truck determined that race. Not many matches left here. There are 3 races. In the far lane, we have Doomsday taking on Bari Musauer and Zombie, who's in the near lane. Doomsday flying down that track as Bari Musauer looks to get a huge win here in round number 1. They go over the jump. They are dead even, but Bari Musauer and Zombie takes home a round 1 win. Off to round 2 goes the Zombie.
And let's see those with Damon Bradshaw and Monster Energy.
Now we are going to have a bye run here as Damon Bradshaw and Monster Energy will compete by himself. Overkill Evolution, unfortunately, Mike Waters Jr., the defending freestyle champion, will not get to race here tonight. So Damon Bradshaw, always a favorite to win the racing competition, is moving on to round number 2, the one-time World Finals champion. Now the last race of round number 1. In the far lane is Morgan Kane in Gravedigger. In the near lane is Brianna Mahan in Medusa. That beautiful orange Gravedigger has a huge lead heading into the turn as Medusa, Brianna Mahan in her first World Finals, just trying to figure it out. Morgan Kane capitalizes on the lack of experience and is heading on to round number 2. So round 1 is a wrap. We now head off to round number 2 as only 16 drivers remain. Starting us off here in the far lane, Cody Saucier in Monster Energy. In the near lane is Lindsay Wink in the Lucas Oil Crusader. Saucier has a lead going to the turn. The turn determines the race. Cody Saucier is going to round 3. He looks good tonight and a chance for his first ever racing championship.
So far, no red light.
In the far lane, the defending racing champion, that is Todd LeDuc in Metal Militia. And in the near lane, it is Chad Fortune in Soldier Fortune. Chad Fortune looking for the upset of a lifetime here, the Monster Jam veteran in Fortune. Todd LeDuc pulls ahead at the last jump and continues his dominance in Las Vegas. He's on to round 3. The third race of the round here in the far lane is George Belhan in the Mohawk Warrior taking on Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Anderson, a multi-time racing champion, won it in 2014. He's one step closer in 2016 as he beats out Mohawk Warrior. More round 2 racing lies ahead here in Las Vegas. This next race, the far lane, we have Mark McDonald in El Toro Loco, and in the near lane is Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. 2 drivers who can easily win the World Finals 17 Racing Championship, but only one can move on to round 3. And that one is Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger, who looks fast tonight. Could tonight be the night that he wins championship number 1? Continuing along with round 2 action in the far lane is the Monster Jam World Finals 11-time champion Tom Menson. In the near lane is Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger, the icons of the sport. Anderson messes up in the turn, so does Mentz. They're dead even, going over the line, a crazy finish. But Tom Mentz in Max D pulls out a win in one of the wackiest races between two of the biggest rivals in motorsports. Only 3 races left in the far lane. We have Cletus, that's Neil Elliott. The near lane, Gas Monkey Garage, that's BJ Johnson. Elliott with a clip of the turning car, going over the jump, they're close. A photo finish here in Las Vegas as Cletus is all over the place. Johnson had one mistake there too, but BJ Johnson pulls off an upset and moves on. Now here towards the end of round 2, we have Damon Bradshaw and Monster Energy in the near lane, taking on Mad Scientist in the far lane. Lee O'Donnell will not win this one as Damon Bradshaw and Monster Energy moves on. One more race here in round number 2. In the far lane, Morgan Kane and Gravedigger. The near lane, Bari Musauer and Zombie. The last race of round 2 to determine who will move on to round 3. That winner is Morgan Kane. He's going to round 3 as only 8 drivers stand and only one can win the racing championship here tonight. The fans are excited. They've got the wave going as they are ready for round 3 racing action here at Sam Boyd Stadium. Monster Jam fans, if you are watching this video, I would like to hear a comment down below. We are doing the wave, because if you do, you'll get a shout out in my next video. Now before we get to round 3, we interrupt your regularly scheduled program to do shoutouts for the last video. These are for all of the people that commented that they were watching Zombie Freestyle on my last commentary that I did. There were a lot of people that did it, so some shoutouts here. Shout out to Pomgo, shout out to Nick DeVries, shout out to, there are a lot here, Digger Lordy aka Carr, BuckFan23, Katie Sicombe, Douglas Weeks, Bongo Animations, Julie Cohen, Alexander Hauser, Dirty Work Dude, Daniel Lummis, Wade Forbes, and that'll wrap it up. So thank you guys for watching that last commentary video long enough to be able to watch Zombie Freestyle. Again, if you did watch, you can comment the magical word last time that I just said before these shoutouts so that you can get shouted out in the next video. We are now here in round 3. In the far lane, that's Cody Saucier in Monster Energy. And he is all by himself, as Damon Bradshaw and Monster Energy could not make it to the line, so one Monster Energy or the other had to move on. Cody Saucier moves on to the Final 4 tonight in his hopes to win his first ever World Finals Championship. Now, who will take on Cody Saucier in the semifinals? In the far lane, the defending racing champion looking to win it back-to-back years, it's Todd the Duke and Metal Militia. The near lane, looking to take down the defending champion, is the champion from 2014, Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. They are neck and neck going to the turn. The Duke pulls a tighter turn, going over the jump by over a truck length. Todd the Duke and Metal Militia is going back to the semifinals. Now we have one of the best racing matchups you can ever think of. In the far lane, Tom Menson, Max D, and in the near lane, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. The 11-time World Finals champion is all over the place. Ryan Anderson looking to capitalize and knock down Mentz. And he does. Tom Mentz knocked out his dad, so Ryan Anderson comes back and knocks out Mentz himself. He's going to the semifinals. The winner of this race will take on Ryan Anderson in the semis. In the far lane, Morgan Kane and Gravedigger. And in the near lane, BJ Johnson and Gas Monkey Garage. BJ has been good all night, looking to go to the semifinals. BJ with a bit of a mistake around the turn. He will not cross the line first. He is on his lid. Morgan Kane in Gravedigger has a date with Ryan Anderson in the semifinals. It is now time for the semifinals of Monster Jam Racing tonight. Only 2 drivers can move on to the final round. The winner of this race will go first. Todd the Duke in Monster Energy is in the far lane. And in the near lane, we have Cody Saucier in Monster Energy, 2 of the best racers in the sport, both looking for a World Finals Championship tonight. They're close going to the jump, but Todd the Duke pulls away at the end and has a second straight World Finals Championship round appearance in his future, looking for his second straight world title. Now here in the second race of these semifinals, the winner will take on Todd the Duke in the final round of racing tonight. In the far lane, it is Morgan Kane in that beautiful orange Gravedigger, who's been quite the ballerina tonight. He has been dominating the Cinderella story of Morgan Kane, and Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger in the near lane chasing his first World Finals Championship. The two best friends come around the turn. Morgan Kane with the lead, and Morgan Kane is your winner as he is going on to the final round. Some engine troubles for Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger as he crosses the line. Monster Jam fans, all roads lead to the Monster Jam World Finals, and here we are at the pinnacle of the event tonight. In the far lane, chasing his first ever racing championship, it is Morgan Kane in Gravedigger. And in the near lane, he is the defending racing champion from 2015. It's Todd the Duke in Monster Energy. Meta Militia. Only one can win. Morgan Kane has a lead going to the turn. The Duke in not his favorite lane. Morgan Kane crosses the line, a World Finals racing champion. For the first time in his young Monster Jam career, one of the top monster truck prospects has come through and taken home a racing world championship. From years of learning how to drive from the Anderson brothers to years of driving under Tom Meents, Steve Sims, he now finds himself on the top of the racing mountain here in Las Vegas. Your World Final 17 racing champion, Morgan Kane.
Diecast Collectible. Coming up at MonsterJam.com. Make some noise again for the racing champion. He did it! It's Morgan Kane!
On this stadium ground on March 7th, I came here to work with the crew, all these guys that were in the back. I was the one that was in the back washing tires. These guys are putting in the hard work to keep Gravedigger running as hard as we can for you guys. Because every time we come back here, I see the biggest Gravedigger fans I've ever seen. It don't matter if I'm in Stoner Crusher, Iron Man, Max D, but this year, it's Gravedigger's year. We won all 3 titles, and now we took home a racing win. All going back to North Carolina!
Monster Jam fans, thank you for watching this video today. I know it's been a while since I've done a commentary. I haven't really had the time, but today I felt the urge, felt the desire, made the time to do it. It was a short one because it was a racing video, but I wanted to do a World Finals racing because I really don't think I've ever done one. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.